Hi, and welcome to Keep Sane. This is cheaper than therapy. This is, I think, episode five. Pretty sure, and it's gonna be about, I guess, heritage, bloodlines. It's a topic that seems to sell a lot of blood tests, I guess, when it comes to know where your blood comes from. I, I guess my big question is, based on seeing all these and posts I've seen on social media, how is, I mean, unless you're extremely racist or something against or prejudiced against a particular group of people, how is finding out your blood lineage change who you are? Like, how is it part of your identity? I'm pretty sure I'm all European white, but if I found out I was 25% African or 40% Native American, it wouldn't change who I am. At all. I mean, other than maybe a weird trivia question on, gee, I wonder where that came from, since no one in my family looks like they've been anything but European white. That would be the only question I'd have is, oh, who's not at a family reunion that I've ever seen? Not that I go to them that often because they're not that interesting of people, but you know, I don't know. I guess part of it is you know, my biological father was adopted. I was adopted by my stepdad. Um, so I just, my family has had multiple remarriages. The who I am is how I was raised by the people who I care about, and you know, I guess the location and the era and state in which I was raised has nothing to do with the fact, that part of my ancestry comes from Europe and or England or German or whatever that. I don't even know. Half of my entire bloodline is a mystery, and I don't care because it's not who I am. Um, the only thing I would care about is, oh, geez, I wonder what they all died from in case it matters to my health in the future. That's my concern. I have no care about if one of them did something great or horrible in the past. That's what they did. I don't get how that changes people. You know, I know some people have issues because they're adopted and they don't know who their parents are. I mean, to me, that's different. That's not a where's my blood comes from this group of people. I'm, you know, 75% Irish and 25% Polish. I mean, who cares what the combo is? Um, if it identifies you, are you going to take everything they've done, good and bad, and claim it like you had any part in it? Because you didn't. You know, America's won wars. Well, great. Those wars were fought not by you most of the time. If you've gone and fought a war, then you might get annoyed by someone else claiming how great you are or how great we are for something that you helped do and had to go through hell for that they didn't have to do shit for. Um, I didn't do anything to help, you know, you're welcome, England. I didn't do shit. Who cares? I mean, and truth be told, if I had to watch a TV show, most likely it's going to be a BBC show or something. Not really, just because I don't have true BBC, but I really like Doctor Who and I like Lovesick and a lot of other ones that are British shows. I like the original Office. Sorry, Hollywood, but I like the original better. Um, it felt more real because there weren't as many too attractive people. I've worked in offices. There's not that many people that look good in one office usually, unless it's a office that caters to, kind of being attractive as part of the marketing for office staff anyway. Everybody's way too thin as well. I don't know any very many offices where everybody's thin. I wasn't one of the thin people. We all gained weight sitting on our asses in an office. Um, but back to the original point of I really don't understand. You see multiple exam or websites that sell the test. I got my report back and I always thought I was this and it turns out I was that. I couldn't believe it. Why not? Does your family not know where they come from? Okay, you're part let me figure out something. You're part Russian. I don't know. Do you know why? Should the FBI come knocking? I mean, what if you don't know it? Then I mean, it's not important. If you do, it's probably even less important. I if you want to go back far enough, we're all from, Africa or Pangea or whatever you want to call it. We're all from one solid landmass anyway. If you don't believe in science, then you will have a different opinion. But I mean, again, it's about being the human race. Who gives a shit where you were born? Your parents happen to fuck in a particular state, or and they also gave birth to you in that state. Oh, well, your dad was in the army, so you were born in Germany, but you're still an American citizen because you were born on the base. You were raised in Europe, but, come hell or high water, you're going to salute the flag. I mean, you're a human being. I mean, your identity and who you like, who you hate, none of that should matter about your ancestry and just, where your ancestors happen to have sex. It doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, if you want to if you have a name that is a little bit unique and it affects how people treat you, you have the last name Hitler, I would change it. Why? I don't want the association with that. Um, I get it in that case because it's historically so large and with such a negative relation that I would want to sever that tie. Even if other people in my family were some of the greatest people, even if he's not my blood, I wouldn't want to keep the name just for what people might treat me like or the questions that would come with that. Are you related? Would probably be the number one question I get asked, and I get tired of answering it. Because I'm sure even if you were, no one wants to claim they were related to Adolf Hitler. I mean, if you do, then I've got a baseball bat with your name on it. I'll be happy to introduce you to. Um, again, I really don't get how identity of blood means who you are. Who you are is the actions you take, how well you treat people, stuff like that. You know, standing up for something you believe in, hopefully for a good thing, not a bad thing. You know. Anyway, that's my ancestry identifying you rant. Hopefully most of these won't be rants, but at this point, it's the things on my head that I've kind of wanted to get out the most, I guess. Less structured thought. Maybe one day I'll learn how to do this in a structured manner so I stay on point and have some valid arguments on why. But these are all guttural responses of I get tired of people taking pride in history. Not to mention, to me, these are things that divide us. Well, I was Irish, and or which part, whatever the case may be. I mean, we don't tend to fight with British people a ton, although every now and then it'll be an argument, and someone says, "Well, you're welcome for us saving your ass in World War II." Well, for fuck's sake, if a war started in Mexico, we'd be more involved in it too. Um, so, rant over. Hope some of you got something to think about and maybe a little less obnoxious post about, oh my God, I can't believe I'm 10% Cherokee. And sorry if I'm using the same ones over again. I honestly don't know that much about bloodlines because it just has zero meaning to me. I care about who I know, and that's as far as it usually pretty much goes. So, anyway, have a good one.